Hey, welcome! Today we're going to dive into a really simple story. A little tale about two monkeys. But believe it or not, it reveals a surprisingly powerful truth about investing. It's a story of frantic, non-stop effort versus, well, a quiet, consistent approach. So, it all boils down to this one big question. You've got two totally different ways of trying to make money. So, who actually comes out ahead? The answer, it might not be what you think. Let's meet our two investors. All right, meet our contenders. On one side, you have the active monkey. This one is super driven, always crunching the numbers, always on the move. And on the other side, the lazy monkey. Totally relaxed, super patient, and seems to just not care about all the chaos in the market. I mean, their philosophies could not be more different. Okay, first up, let's follow our active monkey. We're going to get a feel for what the intense, high-speed world of active investing is really like. So the active monkey's entire game plan is built around one incredibly difficult goal: trying to outsmart literally everyone else. The idea is to buy shares at the absolute bottom and then sell them at the absolute peak. It's a strategy that basically requires you to predict the future. No pressure, right? And to even try to pull this off, the amount of effort is just huge. We're talking nonstop research, staring at charts until your eyes glaze over, tracking every piece of news, and constantly second-guessing every single move you make. It's a full-time, high-octane job. And what does that do to your head? Well, it leads to constant stress. Every time the market dips, it feels like a personal failure. Every time it goes up, you're terrified you're missing out on even more gains. It's just this wild roller coaster of anxiety, pretty much fueled by caffeine and a constant stream of news alerts.
You know, the source material we're looking at paints a perfect picture of this. It describes our active monkey as someone who, quote, reads corporate bank statements until 6 a.m. I mean, that's not just dedication. That is a full-blown obsession. This relentless grind to find some tiny edge that, let's be honest, might not even exist.
All right, so now let's flip the script. Let's wander over to the other side of the jungle. What in the world is our lazy monkey doing while all this madness is going on? You've got to be wondering, right? I mean, if this monkey isn't staying up all night, isn't glued to the charts, how could it possibly compete? There must be some kind of trick here, some hidden secret, right?
Well, here's the thing. The secret, it isn't magic, and it's definitely not luck. It's just a simple, powerful, and totally repeatable system. The lazy monkey's success comes from following a plan, not from trying to predict the future.
And that system has a name. It's called dollar cost averaging, or DCA for short. The idea is so simple. All you do is invest a set amount of money at regular times, like every week or every month, and you do it no matter what the market is doing. Up, down, sideways, you just keep going. Let's break it down lazy monkey style into 3 easy steps. First, pick a fixed amount. For our monkey, let's say it's 10 leaves. Second, you invest that amount on a totally regular schedule, like every single week. And third, and this is probably the most important and hardest part, you just ignore all the noise, the scary headlines, the expert predictions, the panic. You tune it all out and just stick to the plan. So why does this incredibly simple, almost lazy approach actually work so well? Let's get into what makes dollar cost averaging so surprisingly powerful. Here's the really cool part. DCA takes the market's biggest fear, volatility, those wild up and down swings, and it actually turns it into your advantage. It makes that chaos work for you.
Check this out. So let's say our monkey's 10 leaves are buying shares of a fund. When the market is flying high, maybe his 10 leaves only buy him 1 share. But when the market takes a dive and prices are low, those same 10 leaves suddenly buy him 2 shares. See? His money automatically buys more when things are on sale.
And that is the big aha moment. Without any stress, without any late-night analysis, the system just automatically makes you buy more when prices are cheap and less when they're expensive. Over time, this brings your average cost per share down, which sets you up for much better returns when the market eventually climbs back up. So, let's bring it all home. We've seen these two totally different philosophies in action. How does the lazy way so often manage to beat the active hustle? I mean, when you put them side by side, the difference is just night and day, right? The active monkey, high effort, trying to time the market, and ends up totally anxious. The lazy monkey, low effort, focused purely on consistency, and stays completely calm. One strategy is all about reacting, the other is all about routine. And that right there is the core lesson of this entire story. The real winner in the long run isn't the investor with the fanciest spreadsheets or the one who stays up the latest. It's the one who can just stick to a simple, effective plan. Consistency, time and time again, beats complexity.
So, I'll leave you with this thought. We're constantly bombarded with financial noise, told that to succeed, we have to be smarter, work harder, find some hidden secret. But in the crazy, chaotic world of investing, what if the single greatest advantage you can have is to just tune out all that noise, stick to a simple plan, and let the system do the heavy lifting for you?